Is melatonin safe because it's natural? Melatonin tablets are increasingly widely used in our society. Research published in the Journal of the American Medical Association this year showed that melatonin use increased more than fourfold in the past decade. One of the things with melatonin is that the pattern of use and the prevalence of use of melatonin in our society has outpaced our ability scientifically to understand its implications. Melatonin is a hormone that's secreted in the brain in a tiny region called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. And simply the presence of darkness around us, or absence of light, allows for the secretion of melatonin. We also refer to this substance in the brain as the Dracula hormone, as it is associated with our sense of sleepiness and ability to fall asleep. This is what we call an endogenous process, where melatonin is secreted within the brain. Melatonin is also available widely in tablet form, and this form of melatonin is something called exogenous melatonin. It's a form of melatonin that is exterior to the brain and to the body. What we're seeing is shelves are ripe with products that have higher levels of melatonin doses, 15, 20 milligram, gummies, tablets, etc. The problem is we really don't know the consequences of these higher levels of melatonin in humans. So we strongly recommend keeping an eye on dosage and keeping the levels as low as possible. One of the other things about melatonin tablets is it's an industry that's widely unregulated. And so unfortunately, in laboratory studies, when we compare the melatonin that's on the label of a tablet with the actual components of those tablets, we see that those two things are very different. The amount of milligrams that are shown on the label and the amount of melatonin that's present in the tablet. The risks when it comes to melatonin are still relatively unknown, but generally what we do recommend is to always talk to your healthcare provider. They will be the best source of information as to whether or not melatonin is a good fit for you. Now, melatonin is a substance that does have antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Those have been demonstrated in the scientific literature and shed light on the importance of this vital hormone. Well, we do know that in small doses, and we're talking 1, 2, maybe 5 milligrams, these smaller doses have been shown to be effective in helping aid our transition to a new time zone, which is fundamentally a question about our circadian rhythms. The use of melatonin has been shown to be effective in treating circadian rhythm sleep disorders. These are individuals who struggle to fall asleep because there's a mismatch between their desired sleep-wake times and their internal biological clock times. Now, small doses have been shown in the short term to help those individuals better match those external and internal times. It's important to realize that our sleep is really influenced by things that happen over the course of our day. And amidst our COVID-19 pandemic and all of the crazy events over the past few years, we've seen an increase in sleep difficulties. And those difficulties could be broadly defined as difficulty falling asleep or difficulty falling back asleep after you wake up, interrupting sleep. Interestingly, it takes even the well-rested person about 15 or 20 minutes to fall asleep. Now, it's completely normal for all of us to experience a little difficulty falling asleep from time to time. So if you find yourself tossing and turning before bedtime, taking longer than 30 or 40 minutes to fall asleep, get out of bed. Ideally, keep a notepad in your bedroom, slip out of bed, and write down on that notepad anything that's going on in your mind. Other strategies that can help us fall asleep faster are reserving the time before bed for relaxing and soothing activities, and really cultivating a different mindset before bed of, this is time for me to rest and repair and ease into sleep. There are other natural homeopathic remedies when it comes to sleep. The first are herbal teas. There's also evidence that magnesium salt baths are soothing and relaxing and can be part of a healthy sleep routine. Melatonin, importantly, is not a sleep drug. It is not going to put you right to sleep, whereas a pharmacological sleep intervention has a very different set of outcomes and use cases. The next time someone tells you the melatonin is safe because it's natural, remember that that is fiction.